Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Look at this mushroom.
That's the mushroom.
Okay, so my neighbor just told me that for every square inch of mushroom, there's like 2 miles of mycelium. I don't know anything about it. I thought that was fascinating. Look, there's another one right up there. And here's another one. Oh, it's so cool. I mean, we've had a few thunderstorms and some humidity, so oops, the light's messing with my whether I can see. I think that's fantastic. Like, that's how huge that is. You can see it all the way out here, like a little landing pad. Back home. So I'm gathering sticks for my llamas fire. We're nearly there, aren't we? Getting very close. So we'll be invited to my llamas ritual. It is like 85 or 90. How? Oh, they said it feels like 82. But is it 82? That's all?
Yeah.
So, okay. 82. That's not bad. It's a little warm. Like the sun here in Colorado, the atmosphere is thin, so you feel the sun. We're out for our walk. I'm gonna step in the shade for a sec and take in some of the green while it's still green. It's pretty. Well, just another beautiful sunny weekend. Today is Saturday. I think it's the 25th, 26th of July. It's insane. I can't believe how quickly the summer has gone. And here's my bunny. Hi, bunny. Hi. What you doing? You're so sweet. You're sweet. Just chillaxing in the shade. Yeah, you're sweet. Sunday morning, I'm doing my morning sunlight, stretching, and yoga routine. I don't always do morning yoga, but it's nice when I remember to do it. And I just wanted to give you guys fair warning that later in the video I'm going to rant from about 10 minutes until 21 minutes. If you do not like politics and you don't want to deal with my opinions, just skip that. From 10 minutes to 20 minutes, I'm going to rant about our current administration. Fair warning, you don't have to listen to it. Good morning. It is Sunday, July 26th or 7th. I mean, I could have just checked my phone. I don't know why I didn't. This is kind of what happens when you don't have a job or school. Like, I'm not in school. I'm doing a certificate because I'm constantly chasing certifications. But yeah, days tend to blend together. And yeah, you lose track of time. And time, like, I kind of want to talk about that. Like, my son tells me that according to physicists, the Earth's rotation has increased its speed. So I don't know if that means that time changes or just our days go faster, because time is such a strange thing. Clearly we experience it, but we all experience it subjectively. So and even sometimes, like, if you look at people physiologically, some of the people I know who are my age look older, some of them look younger, and you wonder, some of that's genetics and health, etc. But I wonder if there's some, like, metaphysics going on, something that like, what is it called, some kind of quantum biological effect of consciousness changing how we experience time. I don't know. I think that there are people out there, really smart people out there, probably grappling with these questions. For me, like, I do know that I've had experiences well, I'll just say with PTSD, where I was taken back in time to a memory that consciously I'd completely forgotten. But when that disruption happened, and it's what psychiatrists would call a psychotic break or a delusion, but my experience of it was that there's no such thing as time. And I mean, it, like, I was completely back in that young woman's body, everything that she was thinking and feeling at the time that maybe wasn't what I wanted to believe I was thinking and feeling at the time. So it wasn't just like a comfy delusion or something. It was a very uncomfortable reliving of a point in time where I had an experience I was going through, and how I was processing that experience, and everything around it was just right there. You could have been looking me in the face and I wouldn't have seen you. I wouldn't have seen you because you weren't back there then. So I think time is really, like, fascinating. I'm sure, like, physicists can explain it in terms of its construct and its not its metrics, because we know its metrics: seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, weeks, months, years, all of that, But even those, like, culturally shift. So I just think that's kind of really interesting. And I know that many of you have talked about on your channels. Cheers to my beloved resting witch face, and Willow and Misty, others who have talked about the passing of this summer. It's crazy. It's like, I feel like I was only a couple of days ago, like, making New Year's resolutions, and yet a lot has happened, since then. And I think, once again, like, experiences from outside, things that happen to us, change how we experience time. Maybe we're, like, hibernating and time sort of disappears, or maybe we're enjoying ourselves and time just flies. So yeah, I just, that's kind of interesting. But I did want to bring up, because I don't have very many people that watch, and that's okay, that's fine. But for those of you who do, I know some of you are very conservative,
and many of you are not. And so I just do want to touch on what's happening to our republic at this time and encourage all of us to reach for the deepest and the highest spiritual aspirations that our traditions teach us. And those are kind of universal, and they're compassion, empathy, mercy, forgiveness. And, justice is part of the Kabbalah, the tree of life, but it's tempered by mercy. We should always bring mercy to justice, sometimes clemency. It depends. If somebody is remorseless and they're truly a criminal, they don't belong in society. But what's happening in our society, in our republic right now, is that we have an executive branch that is overreaching its power. It's denying the courts. It's behaving illegally, and it is removing people, not just repatriating and deporting illegal immigrants, which is something that every administration has done. Obama did it, Biden did it, every administration has done this. However, what is happening now is so brutal, so merciless, so unconstitutional that I beg you to really rethink your support, if you have support for our current administration, and reach out to your own legislators, congresspeople, senators, and ask them to consider removal of this current administration. Now, if this pisses you off and you want to hate me and you want to unsubscribe, feel free. I'm not going to change who I am. And I'm not asking you to change who you are. I'm asking you to consider that who you actually are is in contradiction to what you think our administration is doing. That is, if you are a follower of Christ, if you are a lover of the goddess, if you are a peaceful Jain, if you are a Buddhist contemplative, if you are a devout Muslim, if you are a devout Jew, then you know deep in your heart that mercy tempers justice, and that illegal renditions to a foreign gulag of people who are in process seeking amnesty is illegal and goes against everything that you've been taught to believe is of the divine. Jesus didn't beg, no. Jesus commanded that we feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit the prisoner, not judge the prisoner, visit the prisoner, and welcome the stranger. Most of these people here are not criminals. You are far more likely, statistically, to be victimized by a United States citizen, typically male. They're about 85% of criminal statistics. Violent crime is committed by men in the United States who are citizens, not immigrants. They're just trying not to be noticed and do their little jobs, and they put the food on our tables. And I personally think that there's a problem with the fact that we do rely on immigrant labor. It's unethical that we pay them so little and exploit them so hard and remove their rights. This is a problem. And this is a systemic problem of capitalism, which is why I believe in international socialism, which means that there's a process of democratization of industry. So, I don't even want to get into that because it's so academic, and there are so many different kinds of socialism, and most people who are raised in this country are taught that Marxism is a dirty word, it's a scary word, it means that it's authoritarianism, but it's actually the opposite of authoritarianism, because in Marxism, socialism is a phase of the communist project. So socialism is a phase where the government does appropriate powers of industry, etc., and then redistributes that to the people. The final phase of Marxist communist project is a stateless, classless society where the proletariat owns the means of production. Now, I'm not certain that I would call myself a Marxist, other than Marx's analysis of capitalism was perfect and spot on. I'm not sure that the solutions are feasible. But every example that you have out there of communism is not communism. The Soviet was not communist. China is not communist. Both of those are state totalitarian, authoritarian, capitalist projects. So, most of us who are left-leaning tend toward sort of a mix of capitalist and socialist praxis. And that is sort of a Keynesian capitalist project, but with less private property. That is to say, limits on how much land or oil or coal a single person can own, and more distribution to the people. And if you go, Venezuela, well, Venezuela was destroyed by our sanctions and Saudi Arabia's market manipulation. So don't even, unless you want to say something in the comments, and I'll try to address it if I can. I'm not claiming to have any expertise, but it's important for us as Americans raised in capitalist realism to question whether this is necessarily the best, of all the evils. It's the only one that it's not, clearly. I mean, we have the Nordic models, and yes, they're capitalist, but they're socialist as well. And they're also democratic. How much democracy do we have here in the US? So anyway, I digress. But I did want to just hop on because I've heard a lot of people say it doesn't matter how small your platform may be, you should speak out now and not just be comfortable. And so I'm speaking out. Yes, we need immigration policy. We do. But please remember that when Trump was campaigning, there were several bipartisan bits of legislation that were brought forward that he told the Republicans not to vote for, because he wanted to keep immigration as a problem so that he could run on it, so that he could exploit it as a campaign point of contention. And to be fair, both sides do this. Like, neither side is really for us. Like, the Democrats are a little more socially progressive. They might reluctantly want to give you a little bit of a rate, but they're not for us. We have to advocate for us, and that means educating ourselves on the Constitution, which I'm a total dummy at. I don't know a lot of history. My son is like a savant, and I can ask him almost anything. He's like, oh, well, the Battle of Hastings, I don't know. That's not me. But we do need to open our minds. We need to read. We need to listen to all kinds of news channels and be very wary of propaganda. And that's both sides. I mean, and if you think there's a far left in the United States, you have no idea. You have no idea what time it is, because we have two right-wing parties. We have a far right-wing party that has gone fully authoritarian, is taking away our rights, is acting illegally against the Constitution, overreaching its executive powers, and wants to build a white Christian nationalist state. That's their goal. That's Project 2025. And then we have a moderate right-wing faction, and those are the Democrats. And they, they're like, well, yeah, no, we support, women's reproductive rights, and maybe we'll consider raising minimum wage, maybe. Depends on our donors. But they both sides support warfare in the Middle East. Both sides support the genocide in Gaza, which is atrocious. And both sides support the status quo. They want to keep us poor and working for scraps and keep the rich rich. There's a little difference, but not enough. So anyway, I just encourage all of us to engage with our legislators, and hi kiddo, and what's happening right now, and try to restore the republic, to some semblance of democracy. Okay. To get that early UV light, there is data out there that suggests that skin cancer may indeed correlate with more sun exposure, but all-cause mortality decreases with sun exposure, including recovery from skin cancer. So it's a complex thing. I would suggest get the morning sunlight, get 10, 15, 20 minutes, as much of your body as you feel comfortable exposing. And then, follow your dermatologist's recommendations about the hours of sun exposure. Maybe use some sunscreen in the afternoon. And then come back out and make sure you get some sunset UV exposure. Yeah. I'm sure that it's helped me. Getting out and sitting in the sunlight really helped me get better from my long COVID, and because I feel fine now, more or less. I do have this tendency to have, if I've had a really hard workout, the next day or two, I might need to sleep more, a lot more. So that's still kind of going on, but I'm trying not to let that stop me from building my workout, because I'm still just not in the kind of condition that I want and need to be in. I've got to show you this baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. She's eating the protein bar. Okay, lovelies. I will do a HIIT workout. I did my morning, a little bit of yoga, and I will do a HIIT workout in a while. And then if I have anything more interesting to say, I will share it. I do want to take the opportunity to let everybody know who's been following my journey that I did pass my NASM nutrition certification. So I am a certified nutritionist, not a registered dietitian, but a certified nutritionist. So that's a little step along the way to having the expertise that I would like to have in health and nutrition.